When I was younger, I used to think at one point in everyone's lives, their house would burn down. Hey guys, if you haven't heard, this month is Children's Literature Month. It was started by Lesley from Words of a Reader, and for the entire month of November, she is only reading children's literature. And on her channel, she will only be talking about children's literature. So I thought I would join in. I'm not only reading children's literature, but I'm reading a lot of children's literature that I've never read before and I've always wanted to. And I thought this project was the perfect push that I needed to get started. So the first book that I read was Holes by Sachar. Now, I'm really familiar with the movie and I've watched it multiple times and love it. For those of you who don't know, Holes follows Stanley Yelnats, who gets sent to Camp Green Lake, which is a boys' juvenile detention center, for shoes that he did not steal. And at this camp, there is no lake, it's in the middle of a desert, and each day, each boy digs a hole that is 5 feet wide and 5 feet deep. And Stanley, blames his bad luck and his family's bad luck on his no good, dirty, rotten, pig-stealing great-grandfather. I really enjoyed this book. It's super funny and sweet, and it really follows closely to the movie, so there wasn't any kind of big surprises, but I really enjoyed it and I was glad that I finally, after all these years, got to read it. The next book I read was Stuart Little by E.B. White. Now, I read Charlotte's Web and that obviously destroyed me emotionally, and I had for some reason never read Stuart Little. I don't know why. Again, I was familiar with the movie, but the book is quite different. So Stuart Little is a mouse and his parents are humans and he has a human brother and they live in New York and he goes on lots of adventures. Stuart Little is also illustrated by Garth Williams, who illustrated the Little House on the Prairie series. I really liked Stuart Little. There's lots of funny lines, but I didn't get enough closure that I wanted from the ending. I expected it to kind of just wrap up all nicely and he just kind of goes off. It's like, that's all? So I was kind of disappointed about that, but I still enjoyed it. The next book that I read was Blubber by Judy Blume. I had never read any Judy Blume books before this one, and I don't know how I went through my entire childhood without reading anything by Blume. I don't know, it was a travesty, but now it has been rectified. Blubber follows a girl named Jill, and she's in the 5th grade, and her best friend Tracy are not in the same class, so Jill makes a couple other new friends, and they end up being bullies. Jill kind of becomes a bully with them, and they bully this girl named Linda. All the bullying scenes are very unpleasant and awful to read through, and it's very realistic. When I started, I knew it was about bullying, but I actually expected Jill to be the one to be bullied, and although at one point she is, I really enjoyed it because of the topic and I thought it was such an important thing to write about. The last book that I'm going to review is another Judy Blume book, and it's Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. I enjoyed this the most out of these 4 books. So Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret follows a girl named Margaret. Her and her parents just moved from New York to this small town in New Jersey, and she makes friends, and her and these 3 other girls that she befriends are in the secret club, and they talk about boys and bras and what they expect their first period to be like, and it's really adorable and funny. We also learned that Margaret grew up with having no religion. What her parents don't know is that she prays to God. So Margaret really struggles with this because she kind of wants to have a religion and connect with something. She goes to a temple for Rosh Hashanah with her grandmother. She goes to like a Methodist church and a Catholic church, trying to kind of seek God. But each time she goes to different places, she kind of enjoys it. She's kind of bored, but she also doesn't feel God in it. So that's kind of a main point of her trying to connect to something and to kind of feel God in these places other than just when she's kind of talking to him. I really enjoyed this book. Like I said, it was my favorite out of the 4 that I've read so far. The girls in the secret club have a secret chant to increase their bust size, and it's an exercise. It's adorable. So I would highly recommend all these books, but especially Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Those are all the children's literature books that I've read so far. I will be making a couple more videos depending on how many other books I read. If you want to participate in the project, I'll link Lesley's first ReadKidsLit video explaining everything down below, and you can also follow the hashtag that she created, which is ReadKidsLit. I don't know if I'm going to put anything here. Yeah, but that's all. Keep on reading. I don't know how to end this. So, bye guys.